Hello guys, it's Bino123 and I'm back with another video, and today I have r/tales from tech support because everybody has had a tech support fail at least once. Mine was I accidentally froze my mouse and thought my laptop wasn't working, so I took it to the shops and then the dude just was like, you kind of just froze your mouse, and at that moment I just wanted to cry because that was so embarrassing. Let me know in the comments below what your guys' worst tech fails were, and let's get straight into the video. This one's titled, How do I delete my email? LTL, FTP, etc. I could swear I've seen a similar post like this before, some time ago by the way, so apologies if I tread familiar ground. I work at a hosting company. The amount of silly questions asked is astounding, but you can usually figure out what the customer was thinking. Sometimes you do get some questions what makes use of rather twisted logic, especially when they come from people who believe they already know everything about IT. Me, yours truly, Cust, a director of a medium-sized company. This is a conversation via email. This happened a year or so ago, nowhere near the dark age of the internet, or so I hope. Cust: how can I delete an email? Simple enough question, or so I think. Me: oh, that's simple. You can simply insert step here for webmail or insert general steps for a local mail client. Cust: no, I mean, how do I delete an email I've sent? I scratch my head, but at this point I assume, I know, bad idea. No black magic is being asked. Me: sent email gets stored in the sent folder. You can delete them from there. Cust: no, I want to delete an email I've sent. It was sent accidentally and contains very sensitive information. I need to delete it. Alarm bells start ringing. I strongly suspect I may be dealing with a rather panicky individual. Me: I'm not sure I'm following. You can delete emails in your own inbox, but not someone else's. When an email has been sent, it's irrecoverable. Customer: but you're our email provider. You can simply recall it. Alright. Now I should say that this is a sizable company apparently, and they do some work in the medical field. Oh lord, this will not be fun. Me: I'm afraid that's not possible. When an email is sent, it's sent to the sender of the receiving address. It's literally out of our hands, comparable to dropping a normal letter into someone's mailbox at his home. Cust: but you can get it back. You're our email provider. We demand you get it back and deleted. Me: I'm sorry sir, there's nothing we can do, unless you are explicitly asking us to break into the server of another company, which is somewhat illegal. Using my earlier example, is basically the same as breaking into someone's house to retrieve a letter, which is something we obviously can't do. Customer: look, I worked in IT and I know how it works. You can just delete an email on your Exchange server. I demand you do this immediately. Oh lord, we have an expert here. Disregarding the fact that we use postfix, dovecut rather than Exchange. The email was sent outside our network. Still, I see what he was thinking, even if it was very misguided. Me: I understand what you are thinking, but even if we did use Exchange, which we don't, the email was not sent to the same server inside our network, but another server at another provider. We could theoretically delete an email you sent if this happened within the same network, but even then that's something we will not do on principle. I understand that you may be facing a difficult situation, but there is nothing we can do. I strongly advise you to contact the recipient of the email to request that he or she delete it for you without looking at its contents. There was some more back and forth with threats of leaving to another provider, but the customer did give up at this point. I never heard back from him. though they're still a customer, so I assume that it somewhat worked out. Also, this seems a bit lame for TFTS, but I thought it was interesting enough to share. This one's titled, I Turned the Box Fan Off. Get a nice ticket in, not anything super confusing, just a nothing displays on the computer, it just says no signal ticket. The guy listed off all the troubleshooting he tried. 1. Unplugged all the video cables, blew out the ports and the cable ends with canned air, plugged them back in, nope, no video. 2. Made sure the video cables weren't kinked, bent, tied in any weird way that might have damaged them, nope, no video. 3. Replaced the batteries in his mouse and keyboards, thinking maybe the computer was asleep and not waking up because the mouse and or keyboard batteries had died. No luck, chief, still no video. 4. Unplugged the monitor from power and back in to see if it helped. Nope, still no signal. So, he put the ticket in. Mildly impressed the guy did a lot of standard troubleshooting for no signal on his own. I go to take a look at the computer, just to see if it's alive and if I can get onto it and see anything. And if not, we'd probably throw a new set of cables and a new video card at him. Not literally, obviously. VNC won't connect. Okay, it's not on all of our site's computers. Try remote desktop. Nope, fair enough. Also not on everything and kind of our last resort option. Try to find it in every other remote software they might be using. Won't connect. Pinged it? No response. That explains a lot. Either the computer is off and he hasn't realized it, or the computer is dead and he hasn't realized it. So, at that point I called him and asked him if the computer was turned on. I turned the big box fan off. It was really loud. Box fan? Do you mean you unplugged the fan inside the computer case or you turned the computer off? I pulled the plug from the back of the fan. Does that have any other cables connecting to it? Oh yeah, all my USB stuff, the internet cable, sigh, and the monitor. Turn the computer back on please. The computer is on, it says no signal. That's what I put the ticket in for. 5 minutes of explanation about how a ViewSonic monitor is not his computer, and a little more digging, and there's nothing wrong with the fan. It's not making any bad bearing grinding sounds, nor is the computer dirty. He said he takes it out every 1 to 2 weeks to blast it clean with compressed air, which could account for louder than usual fan noise as the fan tries to keep up with the dirty computer overheating. He just didn't like the white noise a running fan produces, so he unplugged the fan. Now the computer is back on, everything works fine, and I just told him to play quiet music or wear headphones or something if the fan bothers him, because disconnecting the fan would risk the computer overheating and actually failing to function. This is titled, Why Would You Do That? I do tech support for a couple of point of sale systems, and I have one particular customer that has issues and constantly shoots himself in the foot. It has gotten to the point that we wrote them a new service contract that specifically states they must call before they do anything to the system. This sad tale happened about 3 weeks ago. Customer calls and says he was having trouble because he got a new computer and it won't talk to the POS terminal. He tried to install the back office software and it won't work. It's getting errors. I asked if he installed the SQL database first, then the back office. What's that? That's $100 an hour to fix, maybe 2 to 3 hours to fix. Why is that so much? Because you tried to fix it yourself again, just like your last issue. Okay, come on over. Customer was running the software on a Windows 7 computer. Read somewhere that support was ending, so they bought a Windows 10 computer to replace it. Customer took the hard drive out of the old computer, plugged it into the new computer, and attempted to drag and drop the program's folder from old to new. Why would you do that? That didn't work, so they put the hard drive back into the old computer, meticulously found every file and folder associated with program, copied to a thumb drive, and then put them onto a new computer. Why would you do that? Somewhere along the way, they activate the installer of the program on the new computer, and now the program will look like it's starting up but just crash. Again, why would you do that? Of course, customer wanted to argue every step of the way that things should just work, that they never have these kind of problems since before unrelated things from 8 months ago, that now their historical data is gone, that they don't want to give anyone administrators right, they have to type in the password for every reboot, etc. Did a factory restore on the Windows 10 home version they bought. Let Windows Update do its thing. Install SQL database. Let it update. Install the back office software. Apply patches. And then make sure the damn computer will not go to sleep. Will automatically reboot after Windows Updates runs. And then make sure it's talking to the damn POS terminal. It should have taken 2 hours but stretched into 5 because customer wanted to argue about everything and anything I was doing while peering over my shoulder. At one point I had to take a break, go outside, call my boss and ask if he really wanted to keep this customer. Yesterday, customer called and said nothing was working after they fixed their network.